Hi, I want to welcome you to Managerial Finance. I'm Professor Blazer and look forward to working with you closely over the next 15 or 16 weeks. I have high expectations of you in this class, and likewise, I would hope you have high expectations of me. Please always feel free to send me emails with questions, to drop by Zoom office hours, but please don't fall behind and don't feel lost and neglected. Please engage with me and ask for help if you need it. That said, this is a very well-organized class with expectations and assignments clearly laid out, and I don't think you'll have any problems following along or understanding what's expected. But again, if you do, don't hesitate to get in touch. Please take a minute and pause this video as we get to different pages or parts of the syllabus and read along with me. I don't want to go through every step on the syllabus. One thing I do want to emphasize, particularly for those of you who aren't finance majors, that one of the big takeaways from this class will be strong Excel modeling skills. And that's going to be something that'll follow you through your career. If you haven't had a lot of experience with Excel, don't worry, because most of the Excel worksheets included embedded videos that walk you through how to complete an assignment. One thing I do want to do, though, is to encourage you to please set up D2L notifications. That way, whenever I send out a message to students in the D2L course shell, it'll show up at your Millersville email address, an alternative email address. You can have it sent to a cell phone, but you'll know what it is I'm trying to communicate with you. Also, please upload a close-up picture of you into D2L. I like to know who it is that's in my class and who it is I'm exchanging emails with. Please take a minute to read through the course policies, particularly as it relates to plagiarism and academic integrity. You've got lots of assignments to do. I don't mind you working on Excel homework assignments together, Connect assignments together, but they need to be your own work. You need to submit your own assignments or worksheets. In terms of the exams, there you're on your own. You can, of course, use books and other internet resources because it's tough to keep you from doing that, but you need to do your own work. The exams will be locked down using McGraw-Hill's Proctorial to keep you from searching for internet answers, but that said, most of the questions don't lend themselves to easy searching for answers online. For the course, you're going to need McGraw-Hill's Connect, which includes access to an ebook. I do encourage you to consider purchasing a hard copy of the book, and you can get an older edition of the textbook on Amazon for a fairly cheap price. It's easier to read hard copies, to take notes, scribble in the margins, and look things up. You're also going to need access to the Wall Street Journal. There's a link later on in the syllabus, and you'll need access to Microsoft Excel. Students generally have problems if they're trying to use MacBooks, and if you do have problems working some of the Excel worksheets in MacBooks, you can always look up and use the Millersville VLab for a virtual desktop computer. And here's the information on the textbook we need. And again, you can buy older editions. We're officially using the 12th edition, and McGraw-Hill's Connect includes access to an ebook. You'll be able to register for a free 2-week trial. Don't fall behind in the class because I don't accept late assignments. And if you decide it's not for you, withdraw, but do it before the drop date so you can get all your money back. You can subscribe to the Wall Street Journal for $4 a month. I think that's the latest price. And again, here was the link for the VLab if you want to access Microsoft Excel through one of Millersville's computers. In order for you to succeed in this class, you're probably going to spend about 120 to 140 hours on this course over the next 15 weeks. And here's sort of an estimated breakdown. Reading the textbook or ebook, about 28 hours, and you can go through this, but you can see there's a lot of time expected working on Connect homework as well as working on Excel homework. It's essential that you do those things if you want to pass the class. They're an easy source of points, and that's how you'll master the course material. But again, if you don't have time to spend on this class this semester, withdraw from the class and take it during another semester. Here's my recommendation for succeeding in the class. Read the chapter learning objectives and chapter summary, watch narrated PowerPoint slides, and read the text. one of the assignments, Wall Street Journal news briefs, is going to require you to link current Wall Street Journal newspaper articles to the chapter materials. If you haven't read the chapter, it's quite difficult to do that. Listen to some of the D2L lectures that I have recorded, complete the Excel assignments, complete Connect homework assignments, and then finally each chapter will have a Connect quiz. And then also prepare Wall Street Journal news briefs. In terms of a breakdown of grades, the Connect homework is about 20% of your grade, the Connect chapter quiz is about 10%, Excel and other homework about 10%, your news briefs or doing a company paper, we'll talk about that, 150 points, and then you've got 4 exams. This first exam, you're going to have to prepare an Excel worksheet and put together an ROE decomposition. It's patterned very much like the homework assignment in Chapter 3 on the LA Gear Company. It's going to take a considerable amount of time, so make sure you give yourself 6 or 8 hours to complete that take-home exam. I say take-home, well, all of the exams are take-home. The other exams are Connect and more of the traditional problem and multiple choice types of questions. Please take a look at the grading scale. Notice you need to earn at least 650 points in this course for a passing grade. All right, let's take a look at the course details. But before we do that, let's jump over to D2L and walk through the important parts of that D2L course shell. On the course webpage, you'll see links for the syllabus, how to register and use Connect. You'll also see this in the content area. Here's the web address for this fall's Connect site. And also, one of the things you want to make sure you do is to pair your Connect account with D2L. That'll ensure that your grades appear in the D2L gradebook and that you'll be able to launch assignments directly from D2L if you so choose. And you'll see a McGraw-Hill widget. I don't know that yours looks exactly like this, but this McGraw-Hill widget is what you'll use to link your D2L account and your Connect account. All right, the tabs that we're going to take a look at here, we're going to make use of information in the resource section, which is basically the content area right here. And from here you can see there's a table of contents with a link to this welcome video, the syllabus, information about completing news briefs, the paper requirement, and again you'll have your choice between news briefs or the paper, how to register for Connect, PowerPoint slides, how to navigate and complete assignments, how to use the Smart Book. And notice all these that say external link. You can also get to these external links directly by registering and going directly to the Connect site. So here was how to navigate Connect assignments. So you can come directly to Connect, or you can access things through D2L. And notice here were the sort of the organizational information on how to use Connect, how to use a Smart Book. That basically gives you immediate feedback with concept check questions as you read your book. You're going to want to make sure you go through this how to take a proctored exam before you take exams number 2, which will be proctored. Then down below that you'll see assignments for each of the chapters. Chapter 1 is very short. There's no homework, just a chapter quiz, and that's due by August 26th at 11:59 p.m. Chapter 2 has homework assignments due by September 3rd, 11:59 p.m., and it has a chapter quiz. Most of the assignment folders, the assignments are due with just one due date. I know the assignments in chapters 3 and 4 have intermediate due dates, so make sure you're aware of those. So again, from the home page, you can go to the content area to get to the table of contents and folders for each chapter. Here was the chapter 1 folder. Web page resources, chapter 1 resources. These are some Wall Street Journal articles. You cannot use these for your news briefs, which we'll discuss later on. The chapter 1 quiz and an assignment folder for the chapter 1 news brief. Chapter 2, you'll see resources. You'll see exercises on liquidity and solvency, and these include online lectures. One of the important things you'll see for each one of these folders is something called guided examples. And these are basically walkthroughs of some and of the homework assignments that have been assigned in Connect. And so this is for homework problem number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 13. So be sure to make use of those guided examples if you get stuck working the Connect homework and have questions. There is an Excel financial statement problem, an Excel tax table assignment, You can also access any of these Excel assignments directly through the Assignment tab, which is come down to Assessments, go to Assignments, and that will take you to this tab right here. This is where you'll update or upload your paper if you choose to do that. You'll upload Excel assignments for each chapter. You will update the Wall Street Journal news briefs for each chapter, as well as the news briefs. And again, they're basically a news brief for each chapter. So again, from the home page, you're going to make use of the content area. You're going to go to the assessment tab, make use of the assignment folder, as well as the grade folder. In the grade book, you'll have grades that are posted from manual grading of your first exam, automatically uploaded from exam 2, 3, and the final exam, which will be posted from Connect. All of the Wall Street Journal news briefs, you can see your grade here, which actually that brings me back to the assignment folder again. From the grade book, you can see your grades. But to see detailed feedback on assignments, you're going to want to go to the assignment folder. So from the assignment folder, you will upload assignments, and you will also be able to access feedback after you've uploaded the assignment and I've graded it. The assignment folders for the Excel assignments have the worksheets that you need to complete. You'll download these and then upload them. Please don't submit worksheets from prior semesters. So once again, go to the content area to access Connect assignments or go directly to Connect. And again, launch it with this button. Connect will give you instructions on how to actually complete these assignments and resources that are available in Connect to give you immediate feedback. And if those don't answer your questions, again, go to the content area for each chapter and check out the guided examples. And again, these are walkthroughs of the Connect homework assignments. If after making use of those resources, if you still have questions, shoot me an email and I'm happy to answer your questions. So in addition to the homework assignments for each chapter has a multiple choice or problem-based chapter quiz. Some of the chapters, again, have Excel and some other assignments, and you can access those through the assignment links in the content area, or you can go directly to the assignment area in D2L. For most of the Excel assignments, you're going to need to make sure you use Excel formulas, including cell references, so when inputs are changed, your output or answers would change as well. Wall Street Journal news briefs, that's the next thing that we want to talk about right here. You're going to have your choice between completing Wall Street Journal news briefs for each chapter or a company analysis paper. So it's either or, not both. The important thing to remember when you're doing, and if you do the Wall Street Journal news briefs, is that the goal or purpose is to demonstrate your understanding of the content of a chapter by analyzing an article and using that article to support or contradict primary concepts from the chapter. But again, demonstrate your understanding of the chapter. These need to be more than just one or two sentences or mentioning a concept. How do I know you understand what's going on in chapter 3? Well, you need to demonstrate your understanding. Link that article to the learning objectives in that chapter. For most of the assignment folders, I give you a little bit of additional guidance. Okay, first thing, make sure you're uploading your Wall Street Journal news brief as a Word file so I can give you comments on it. But here is my suggestions on what to do. In terms of what articles are available, you can choose anything basically from the Wall Street Journal from the current course dates, August 16 through December 5th. Okay, not a Wall Street Journal blog, not the Wall Street Journal professional edition, but it should be coming from the print or online edition of the Wall Street Journal. Make sure you include your name, the chapter, the title of the Wall Street Journal article, the article's date, as well as the article's URL, so I can access it and read that article. The link in the content area here gives you information on completing the news brief's requirements, which is basically a repeat of this, as well as some sample news briefs. I strongly encourage you to read through some of those sample news briefs before you submit your own news brief. After you've submitted that news brief, go back to that the assignment folder, and you will be able to see comments that I give you on your news brief. It's important you take a look at that feedback early on so you can improve your grades and know what it is specifically that I'm looking for. In terms of grading, your news brief will be graded on these 3 areas. Content analysis, 7 points. Grammar and writing style, 4 points. Choice of article, 4 points. So if your article doesn't relate to the chapter at all, you'll get a 0 for choice of article. Also, if the article doesn't relate to the chapter, it's going to be difficult to demonstrate your understanding of the chapter using that article. Please be sure to pay attention to pop-ups regarding grammar and proofread your articles or proofread your writing. Read it out loud. That's a good way to determine whether or not it's making coherent sense and whether it flows. Again, there's a link for subscribing to the digital edition of the Wall Street Journal, and I think it was $4 per month. As an alternative to the news brief, you can write a paper. And this is basically a 12 to 15 page paper. It's going to have 4 sections. The first section is going to be a general background or discussion of the company. The second section is going to describe your company's primary product lines and talk about the industry. And then you're going to have a financial analysis and finally a recommendation, investment recommendation. There are 2 due dates for if you choose to do the company paper. If you don't submit the rough draft on November 1st, I will not accept your final paper on December 5th. So again, you can go through here and read the specific requirements, an industry analysis, an individual company analysis, ratio analysis, as well as an investment recommendation. There are links here for library resources and a grading rubric on how you will be evaluated. During the semester, there's going to be 4 exams. All of them are basically going to be somewhat cumulative in nature, although there are really 2 separate parts of this course. The first part is pro forma financial statements and financial statement analysis, and that's going to go through about the middle of October. And then in the middle of October, we're going to switch gears a little bit, and we're going to introduce in Module 2 the time value of money, and we're going to use that to discuss how we would value bonds as well as stocks, and then also in terms of making capital budgeting decisions, and that's investment decisions by firms. And that's the part of the course that will sort of tie back into our financial analysis and building pro formas from part 1 of the course. This course calendar shows ending dates for all assignments, although please keep in mind, as I mentioned earlier, some of the chapters, particularly Chapter 3, Working with Financial Statements, and Chapter 4, Long-Term Planning and Growth, have some intermediate due dates for assignments. And the intermediate due dates are so I can provide you feedback and you can build on this throughout. And notice Chapter 4, we spend a fair bit of time on that. Chapter 3 wraps up by 9/24, then you take an exam. So we're going to spend several weeks here. First thing, there's going to be a link here that you're going to watch a video on how to build pro forma financial statements. The next link then is a link that shows individual due dates for some additional assignments, and again some additional YouTube video links that take you through these. The first Excel planning set gives you the skills and the base to do the second one, which is simply sales, and that one will give you the base for building the third one, which is modified simply sales, and the fourth one is the second planning set, and that will build on the skills that you learned in these other assignments. And in the assignment folder, you can see the specific due dates for each one of those. That first planning set is due October 2nd, then October 4th, then October 5th, then October 8th. And again, the staging of these is so I can give you feedback on each assignment. That's really all I have to talk to you about. Again, if you've got questions, send me emails. I record short little screencasts to answer those questions. Again, make sure you're using the resources that are available there in D2. That's the lecture videos on how to complete assignments, as well as the guided examples that help you if you get stuck on homework assignments. The first assignment that you've got, or chance to earn points, for Chapter 1 is a Chapter 1 quiz due August 26th and a Wall Street Journal news brief that is due August 26th, which is next Thursday. Again, good luck this semester, and it's going to be great to get a chance to get to know you and work with you over the next 15 or 16 weeks.